This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Well, you know him from our screens as D.I. Humphrey Goodman. It's Kris Marshall. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Lovely to be here.
Yes, Humphrey Goodman is just a classic character
That's
name.
a great name to start off with.
Yeah, it's a good name. The clue's in the name. He's a good man.
Yeah.
Detective Humphrey Goodman. What type of detective? Because you're a detective, obviously. Beyond
Detective
Paradise.
Inspector, D.I.
Sorry, Detective Inspector. What type of research did you have to do going into this role to be a detective?
Just 5 years in the police force, you know. Not too much. I think he's a slightly untoward police officer, so not too much in the way of research purposes. Just be crazy.
Yeah, but the best part about this, Death in Paradise, which was, I guess, the making of Humphrey.
Yes.
And then you're able to get the spin-off, which is fantastic. And
The
this
dream.
is third season in. It must have been such a great character to start with. I didn't see Death in Paradise.
Oh, it's a great show.
But then to really just morph into your own shows, bloody brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant as well. Also, it worked out perfectly because much as I love the Caribbean, it was 6 months in the Caribbean, and when your kids start getting a bit older and they get their own friends and stuff, they don't really want to be following their dad around the world 6 months a year. So, it was a bit of because I could play the same character and yet do it in a place where I could go home every weekend. So, it's not too far from home and it's still a very beautiful part of the world.
I mean, if you love an English village by the sea, even just the scenery of watching this show is incredible. Like, it's such a beautiful part of the world.
It's a beautiful part of the world. The weather's not too bad for the UK as well. It's not too much in the way of rain. Very blue sea, and there's some surf there as well. It's all good. It's all going on.
Yeah, I know. There's some positives. I mean, you're just talking about the fact that, having the older kids and you're not spending that time with them because you're in the Caribbean, but also you are looking at crystal blue water and you're getting around that kind of stuff. So you're like, oh, do I have to go back to the family?
Yeah. No, it's amazing. I love the sea. I'm all about the sea. I love surf and, sailing and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
I love spending my time in it and on it and under it. And, it's... and I spent some time in Perth as well. So I'm... and around, I lived in and around Cottesloe, and it's beautiful sea there, and Devon's very similar, a little colder, but fewer sharks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what were you doing in Perth? Were you just backpacking out here, or what was the deal?
I did a sequel to a movie called A Few Best Men.
Yeah.
And I did the sequel to that. It was called A Few Less Men. And we filmed in and around Perth and up in Yanchep and Lancelin and all the Geraldton, really. So I spent a lot of time, about 3 or 4 months. I have a cousin who lives in City Beach. So
nice.
Wow.
Mate, I mean, like every person from the UK, I was going to ask if you had a family out here because
Yes.
it seems like that's just the going rate.
Yeah.
no, he's the only Brit in Perth. Yeah.
You would be.
Yeah.
And he's in City Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember walking down the high street in Fremantle one day. I couldn't hear an Australian accent. They were all British and Irish.
No, it's true. It's true.
What did you do in your downtime in Perth? What did you like to do when you were here?
I did a little bit of surfing. I went across to Rottnest, spent some time over there. Went to Leederville.
Yep.
To the pub.
Yeah, usual Brit abroad kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Sounds like
great,
one of
Chris.
us.
Yeah.
I was also looking. You got a few fan pages on Instagram, and they're very into you, of course. They're fan pages talking about how you look amazing in pink shirts. What it'd be like to go on a date with you. Have you had any unique fan experiences coming across some of your fans?
You always get sent some weird stuff. You get some interesting trinkets come over from Japan. That's quite a funny one. Like little waving pandas and things like that. You get some interesting stuff sent over. But generally everyone's lovely, and really sweet, and it's just a joy, to get fan mail and receive stuff like that. I try and keep up with it. I'm pretty bad, but I'm trying to keep up with it.
Oh, that's good going.
That's because you're a good man. Kris, of course, we all know that you're famous for playing Colin Frissell on Love Actually. And on that, how many times do fans come up to you and ask you to say bottle?
Oh, I mean, it depends where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, US, daily.
Daily.
I mean, literally daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually if I'm in Australia or in the UK, it involves talking about an appendage. So
Sure,
Yes.
sure, yeah.
I can see you now.
Hey, do you want to though?
Yeah.
I
Turn it
mean,
off.
I'm not sure if this is a positive.
Hi guys.
Hi.
The video's working.
God, I'm on a big screen back there. Oh my God.
Hey, look at all the screens that you can see from
Yeah.
us. Do we look like a professional radio station?
You certainly do. Yeah.
Would have been more professional if we had them working from the start.
Yeah.
We've been working out of this joint for many years, and we still don't know how to do
No,
anything. Actually,
nobody
so
knows where the
that's
switch
good.
is.
That's good.
Yeah.
Kris, I wanted to ask you, I know people talk about, and Nat just mentioned Love Actually stuff, but, everyone sees it around Christmas and it's around the world and all that stuff. When you did it, I guess you sign a contract and you get paid, but when it's going to air continually for
Yeah,
life,
forever.
do you get a $5 check every now and then, or is it done and dusted for what you've done in the past?
Yeah, I can't really comment on that. Yeah, I would say that I get a little bit here and there, but I'm pretty low down the pecking order on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone keep watching it.
I mean,
Keep-
there's
watching
quite
it.
a few famous actors in there, so
As you are?
Kris, it's a pleasure catching up with you.
Thank you.
Come back to Perth. Come and visit us for some time. We'd love
yeah,
that.
well, I'd love to come back to the West Coast. Can't wait. I loved it over there. It's wonderful people, wonderful climate, and I love all the snakes as well.
Yeah, as do
All the
I.
do guys.
The tigers. Yeah, we got it all.
Browns, yeah. Thanks very much, guys, and please, everyone, check out Beyond Paradise exclusively on BritBox.
Yes, it is. See, Beyond Paradise Season 3 is available to stream exclusively on a bigger and better BritBox. Thank you so much, Kris Marshall. What a
Thanks,
pleasure.
Kris.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Lots of love.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Time to cross to our poo specialist, Ross Woolman.
Okay, I was looking at it's front page of the paper. So
Yes, it is.
And I was looking into this yesterday, and then halfway through it, I realised, it's a poo-related story. But the sewerage pipe burst. This happened Friday morning, Hamilton Hill in Spearwood, which was a problem. All right, so it went down a couple of streets. It went into a house. However, when they went to fix it, they made it worse. The second burst happened in Beaconsfield. Now, there's a lot has gone wrong since this moment.
So we're talking raw sewage, just like in puddles in the
properly
street.
raw, Nat. Like you
Yeah.
can see things that people
Yeah.
have eaten the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how raw
And there's
it is.
there's a bakery that has to put up with this as it's like drifting past, and no one wants to go into their bakery anymore.
Oh,
and their
come
takings
on.
are down like 30%.
I got that. The
course
Coogee
they
business owner, he said, we're missing out on passing trade because no one wants to eat when they
Yes.
can smell sewage.
no
That's
one's
there's
going to buy a
passing-
sausage roll, are they?
When there's passing poo,
That's
it's
it.
really putting them off.
There's some Spearwood residents that don't want their kids to play outside because the smell is unbearable. They've
Yeah,
had
it's
to
now
shut
Spearwood.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Well done. Doors and windows have had to close. There's a soccer field which is at Bruce Lee Reserve. I got the pictures here. It is flooded with sewerage.
That's also a really popular spot to exercise your dog. Lots of people exercise at Bruce Lee Oval. It's like, well, somebody hasn't been picking up their poo.
Yeah, not
and
to
a lot
mention
of it.
sweeping the leg. Everybody goes there for that.
It's
Bruce Lee Oval.
quite extensive, and the Water Corp says it hopefully will be fixed in a couple of days.
Well, it's going into the river at Applecross
Yeah.
at Alfred Cove.
Yep.
It's like, so that's really backed up if that's the case.
Yeah,
Fish
and
are loving
This
it.
is bad.
The smell's going everywhere down there, so we feel for the what do you call
Do
it?
we know if some of the that house is it getting compensated? When it
Yeah, I mean,
Surely.
Sewage
that's an
going there.
insurance claim that you would have to fill in a form for. We go, oh, my house filled with poo.
I
No, that's a bad
But it's
day.
not
the
yours.
business who's gone down 30%. The
Yeah, I
bakery
know,
now.
right?
Yeah, how do you
Take that
claim
up
that?
with
Water Corp?
It's just Water Corp.
Yeah.
It's a state government owned
Yeah,
joint.
I would think so.
But
You'd be filling out that form too.
burst pipe. Look at
I
it.
know.
A burst pipe did all that. I think 2 burst pipes, but that's a lot of.
Well,
lot
there's
of
one burst
badness.
pipe and then the second one burst because they were fixing the first burst pipe.
Yeah, which is that's not fun, is it? We fixed it. Uh-oh.
I know. I know somebody who got back from holidays. They live in East Fremantle as well. I know them from the dog park. Got back from holidays to discover that a pipe had burst in their wall while they were away, and so everything. So they literally open the door and there's just water, just a layer of water throughout the entire house. The entire house. And that means things like, and it had been sitting there probably, they think, for maybe 3 or 4 days. And so that means that, so all the floors have to be redone. The plaster has to be redone. So, because there was damage to the plaster for 2 inches. Around every room in the house.
If you got carpet, that's cooked. If you got anything on the floor,
everything.
Yeah, that's gone.
right.
It's all gone.
Everything.
Burst pipes.
It all has to be replaced.
Yeah.
Britt's in Mandurah. Hello.
Hello, how are we?
Wonderful,
Great,
Britt.
Britt. What happened when you burst your pipes?
Well, I was living in Tasmania at the time, and it's very rainy over that way.
Yeah.
And I'd woken up at 3 o'clock thinking that there was this massive storm, to walk out to my hallway where my toilet had actually exploded.
Oh, wow.
What had you been doing to your toilet that it gave up?
Thankfully, it was all the clean water, but I just panicked and turned the water off and just called my dad. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, so the porcelain had been damaged, let alone the pipes underneath.
Yeah, it was literally like an indoor water fountain.
Wow.
What was the damage?
New toilet, new pipe.
Yeah.
That's not great, but not terrible
Not great.
either.
Yeah.
Well, clean water's always a good start.
Yeah.
Yes,
much
it is.
better.
Yeah, it's much better than the alternative. As the
But when
good
you get up
people
at
Spearwood
night, though,
know.
and those things happen.
You don't want to have to deal with that.
no.
You just want to sleep, you know? Oh, thanks, Britt. Let's go to Heather in Callista. Hello. Did you burst a pipe? What happened?
I had just moved into a new house, been there about a week, had an electrician out installing a TV point in my son's bedroom, and he drilled into the wall and burst a water pipe. Just heard the F word, went running down, and there's just water gushing straight out into the bedroom, onto the furniture, onto the bed, onto the carpet, and he's just standing there looking at it.
Any danger of doing something?
Go turn the water off. And he's like, where's the water meter? So I sent him out to turn the water off. And then he comes back in and he says, I suppose you're going to hold me responsible.
Well, yeah, you're holding the drill, buddy. What are you talking about?
And that's all he could say was, I suppose you're going to hold me responsible.
Yeah.
Is there not? I don't know. I've never drilled into many walls, but there's something you can use to check if there's a pipe behind it, right?
I believe so. I'm not that person, though.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at you for
I know.
information.
Hey, Heather, did that take a while to be able to...
He hadn't done that, and and then he's like, I suppose you're going to hold me responsible.
Yes,
and
I am.
new carpet, new furniture.
Yeah, so is that all on you where you have to fill out an insurance claim, or how does that go about?
No, I had to ring my insurance people, fill out a claim, and then I had to write a letter to his business
Yes.
saying I wanted to make him responsible. Yeah, it was just a nightmare. And it took ages. Like they had to put fans in to try and dry the carpet because his insurance company didn't want to replace it.
Yep.
And then they had to eventually replace it. We had to find receipts for all the furniture, and it was just a nightmare.
Yeah, a lot of effort.
That is
Yeah, that's terrible.
horrendous.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Things are really ramping up. We've got Joel Creasy with us, by the way, I should say.
Good morning.
There he
morning,
is.
Joel.
Joel, you're in Melbourne, of course, where which is the epicentre of the mushroom trial.
Oh, hang on. Well, lucky this isn't being a broadcast in Melbourne. Epicentre is a triggering word for us Melburnians. Epicentre, pandemic,
pandemic,
rat. But yes, oh my gosh, the mushroom, the chat about mushrooms around town
I can imagine.
has consumed us.
Yeah, for sure. So today is an important day in the trial. So the judge will finish he instructs the jury. And then what happens is they do a ballot, because it turns out that there's 14 jurors who've been sitting through everything.
Yeah.
But only 12 get to deliberate. So then they do a ballot.
God.
And that means there are going to be 2 jurors who've sat through every minute of that trial. And you don't know that whether you're going to be deliberating. So you have to pay attention, Sean, to every fight.
Yeah, how do you
tiny detail.
Oh no, you said it's a ballot, right? I was going to say,
Yes.
like, do you pitch your case? Like, I'd be so great at making this decision.
Yes, they do a quick round of Shark Tank to decide, who
I'm
gets
out.
to be
I'm
in
out.
it.
I mean,
That's not fair. If you sat there the whole time through, this has been going on for weeks and weeks, and it's
We're
Australia-wide.
at 9 weeks.
You've formed an opinion.
Yes, you have. And
Yes.
you've been paying attention. You've been present in the moment for all of it. You've sat through the judge giving 3 days worth of instructions.
Yes, you've been avoiding beef Wellingtons
You
and
haven't been
mushrooms for
talking
months.
about it to your family because you're not allowed to discuss it with anybody else. You have
would
to
suck.
only form your opinions from what you've heard in the courtroom, right? So you have been on edge and everybody's been coming at you with their opinions and you've got to deflect it for 9 weeks. And then it gets to today and they do the ballot and you and a mate have to just sit there and go, oh.
Well, you're not even good enough to be a juror.
All of that for nothing.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've gone along to something and then you've not been a part of it?
I mean,
yes.
Have you, Joel? What have you got?
Oh, yeah, my ex, who he's American, he lived in LA.
Yep.
I knew that he had moved on. I had discovered the text messages, but he had a premiere that night, and I really wanted to go to a Hollywood. I'm doing that in inverted commas premiere.
Yes.
And I knew it was over, but I still went along and stood front and centre in every photo. But then I realised he did not want me there, so I went and hung in the bathroom for 2 hours, and nobody noticed.
Oh.
Tragic.
That is
But
very
it's okay.
sad.
No. I plied him with booze and I pretended like I was drinking too. And then the next morning when he had a ripper of a hangover, I just belted him. I was like, get up! I know everything. So, it was all planned.
That's
all
the
staged.
redemption round for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you sat through the flight to LA.
Heartache, Natalie Locke.
The
I sat
party,
through heartache.
and then you sat in the toilet for 2
Sit in the
hours.
hot tub for 2 hours. Oh, now that's going through a bit.
That is going through a bit. Look, we've got to talk about it. 13, 24, 10. Did you sit through a whole lot of something and it amounted to nothing, whatever it might be?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Maybe you went to a wedding and it was a big palaver and then they broke up almost immediately.
Oh,
that would just be annoying,
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
We are inspired by, we don't know who they are yet, but later today, 2 jurors in the mushroom trial are going to be told that their services are no longer required. They have sat through
brutal.
9 weeks of this trial.
Yeah, you want to have your opinion, but on the other side of things, does that mean you can sit back and whatever way it goes, you can kind of side that way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would never have chosen that.
Oh, absolutely. What was he thinking?
Oh, they hit the nail on the head. Yep, that's how I was going to decide. Can you? Does your NDA get wiped? I would be fine if I got to sit through it. My NDA gets
And then you
wiped,
could talk
then
about it.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
have a great dinner party story.
Oh, that would be good.
It's true because you're not, I mean, they're really concerned about how jurors talking about the deliberation process, but you're not a part of that. So
Yeah,
maybe, although
not my problem.
I remember Nathan got in trouble for talking about the biscuits. So
He did. He got warned.
He did get warned by the judge.
biscuits.
I know, that's right. Don't talk about the biscuits.
Okay. Noted.
It's very private. We want to know if you sat through a whole lot of something and it turned out to be worth nothing. Caitlin's in Joondalup. Hello.
Hi, good morning, guys. Long-time listener.
Oh, Caitlin.
First time caller, Caitlin.
So I'm just ringing in. So my partner and I were living overseas in the UK at the time. We flew for 22 hours for my cousin's wedding. We did the whole thing, like dress rehearsal, brought the bridesmaids' dresses, et cetera, et cetera. 3 months later, they divorced.
No.
Yep. And we found out the whole family actually had dibs on how long me and my partner were going to last.
That's fun. That's nice.
We do that in my
It's a
family.
really positive outlook, isn't it?
Yes, especially at a wedding.
I reckon
Yeah.
that if you get divorced within a year, you should have to refund people that spent
I
a lot of
agree.
money,
Totally
don't
agree.
you? I mean,
Yeah, I think.
it's bridesmaids, especially, is big outlay, but also give the
Absolutely.
presents back.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
because my mother-in-law paid for our flights over, I felt so bad because I had to pay her back.
Oh.
Oh, what?
No, you shouldn't have to pay back
No,
your mother-in-law. You
absolutely
didn't get
not.
divorced.
I think the bride should have paid for the flights
Yes.
personally.
I agree.
Yeah, out of the
Throwing
wishing
her under
well.
the bus.
We're outraged. Isn't that what it's for?
Yeah.
Thanks, Caitlin. Josh is at Alkimos. Morning, Josh.
Good morning. How are we?
Good,
Great,
Josh.
mate. Did you have to sit through something forever and it amounted to nothing?
Yeah. So I worked for a school, and they sent me on with a colleague to a week-long training cinema. So it was from 8 till 4 every day. It was meant to help with their
Fun.
school and all the local schools around and everything like that.
Yep.
And then the day that it finished, I got a new job offer and I took it.
A week
Pretty
of training. That's amazing. That's amazing.
And the worst thing about it is that the person I was going with, you had to teach it with 2 people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I left, he couldn't teach it.
Oh, so
so
he's
doing
that
it to everyone else.
He's our next caller, actually.
Did you say it was a teaching seminar?
Yeah.
So you're really across no hat, no play in your new workplace.
That's right. Crunch and sip, Joel.
Pretty important stuff. Love your work. Thanks, Josh. And we'll finish with Michelle from June Love. Hello.
Good morning.
Okay, Michelle, talk to us. Did you sit through something forever and it amounted to nothing?
Oh, I did. So I was flying out of London and we hopped on the plane and they'd boarded everybody. Then we got this announcement that there was an issue with the starter engine and they didn't want to disembark everybody because we'd all been through security and passport control and that sort of thing. So they're like, sit
You've all
tight,
had
we'll get this
champagne.
fixed. Absolutely. So anyway, 4 hours later, with no air, you can imagine there were a lot of very stinky, cranky passengers by this point because we had no entertainment because the starter engine wouldn't work and no air because the starter engine wouldn't work. They came back on the microphone and went, yeah, sorry, guys, we can't get it fixed. Everyone off and the flight's cancelled.
Oh, you sat on the plane for 4 hours and
they
no,
cancelled
that's
it.
not. That doesn't work for me.
I mean,
You really need to watch Poop Cruise on Netflix. It'll put that into perspective for
Really?
you. Don't you worry.
That's a
Oh
great
my
point.
gosh, Poop Cruise on Netflix is wild.
it does bring to mind too the people that, and we talked about it last week, but they took off to go to Paris from Perth, and then 7.5 hours in, because of the conflict in the Middle East, it was turned around.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
they sat on the plane for 15 hours, and when they got off, they were in exactly the same spot they were when they started.
Bonjour, welcome back to Perth.
It's not the same.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.